Avatar Buddy is a recent tech startup that has created a digital personal coach that can help adults increase their self-confidence and self-worth. It also has a digital mentor to help teens 13 years of age and older increase their self-esteem and self-awareness. The co-founder of Avatar Buddy is Stephanie Sylvestre, a 2022 Harvard University Advanced Leadership Initiative Fellow, who has spent her life leveraging technology to solve business problems, and is now focused on using those same skills to solve social problems. And, in full disclosure, I'm proud to say that she is also my mentor.
I grew up in Belize and I came to the US 2 months before my 18th birthday and moved to Los Angeles. I went to University of Southern California for undergrad. And 2 months before I was supposed to graduate, there was an election in Belize and the party my dad aligned with lost. So I moved to Miami to go to graduate school and fell in love with Miami. And so 30 years later, I'm still in Miami. I have a master's in international studies with Latin America affairs and international economics with an emphasis on economic development. And I have over 30 years experience in the tech space. And most recently, I worked at the Children's Trust, where I oversaw their IT and portfolio of programs they fund. In addition to that, I was the honorary consul of Belize for 9 years. So I feel like I've gotten to use some of my my training and my degree. I think that being in the tech space, the training that you get to become a diplomat is very, very helpful in navigating all the different barriers and so forth. And unlike people, computers are very predictable. So you know exactly why something happens. I actually didn't have any interest in technology. It just I kind of fell into it. I think tech is easy for me. So when I started interacting with computers, it was very easy for me to navigate through. And in my first job out of college, I worked at Hewlett Packard's Latin American headquarters, and I worked with one of the original coders of Unix, and he spent time explaining to me how Unix works. And even though we're now at Web 3.0, the basic concept of computing still remains the same. And so based on that, I've been able to take that knowledge and apply my problem solving skills to be able to leverage technology to solve problems. I used to use technology to solve business problems. Now I'm using technology to solve social problems. Avatar Buddy is the name of the company, and we have a product named My Me Youth, MYME Youth, and My Me Biz, MYME Biz, BIZ. And for youth, it's designed to help them have a safe, confidential place to explore their development, talk about how they're feeling without having to worry about somebody reporting what they're feeling to somebody else, or making fun of them or violating their privacy. So we run on three different AI platform, and custom code is how we were able to create Digital Mentor. One of the big AI platform that we're running on is OpenAI, and ChatGPT is one of the engines that we're using. It's not the only engine. We have spent extended amounts of time training it, and we've used psychologists that have DEI experience to make sure that it provides culturally relevant and culturally sensitive responses. I think it would be kind of awkward for a Black person to create a company where the product is not culturally sensitive. And then the idea is you have a chat and you go and you talk, you express, like you can say, hey, there's this girl in my class that I like, and I don't know if she likes me back. I feel a little uncomfortable. And it kind of like actually gives you tips on how to approach it. Just say, hey, go introduce yourself to the girl, ask her if she wants to hang out, like don't attach too much meaning and importance to it, and then see how it goes. And it's like just kind of makes it be like, oh yeah, like it's not a big deal. Like you would ask anybody, even people you don't like, to go hang out. So just act like that. So it just kind of brings it back into the logical state. And then we have videos around mindfulness, leadership development, and living Black history. And we're working on getting content for entrepreneurship and financial literacy. The idea is that you can use it if you're feeling really anxious and uncomfortable. You can just pull out the phone and type in how you feel, and it gives you a quick response and helps you reset. You can also use it at the end of the day if you're wanting to just unpack your day. If you had a great day, just celebrating and getting that excitement out so you can kind of come back to equilibrium. And if you had not such a good day, just kind of like processing it so that you don't take that day into tomorrow. And it's just really not about telling you what to do. It's and giving you concrete advice. It's more about asking you questions using motivational interview techniques and imagery, and having you come up with answers. I thought, what if there's a space where you can share and you don't have to worry about anybody hearing what you're saying or exposing you? So our tool is completely closed loop. And a few people have said, well, what happens if the person says they want to shoot up the place? It's like, well, my tool is not designed for that. My tool is designed as like a mentor, where you're just like, hey, my teacher's being extra, and I feel like she's picking on me. And the tool like kind of walks you through and kind of helps you see, is it really she's picking on you? Is she really being extra? Like, what are you doing to create the situation? And I will tell you, almost every single response, it encourages you to go and talk to a human being. It says to go talk to a human being. And I think that that's a key piece. So I think I just really wanted to have help teens feel more engaged and kind of like do my part in getting them to adulthood in some functioning manner that doesn't then require them to spend the next 10, 20 years of their life self-doubting and so forth. And we also found that adults can benefit from this as well. That's why we have an adult version. I think we need more people to be in tech that says, let's change the narrative. Tech is a very bro culture. Like, we'll work until 8, 9 o'clock at night. We'll go out, we'll have some beers, and then we'll go home. We'll get up and we'll do it again. And it's very much that culture works for young, single people that their only responsibility is themselves. And most women that's not the culture they want to work in. So that's the barrier. And then as they get older, they're having children. And as much as we are like, yeah, we got paternity leave and so forth, at the end of the day, the man is not carrying a baby to term. It's the woman that's carrying a baby to term. And there's so many physiological and psychological fallouts of having that. And so you have to create a space where if somebody's carrying another human being to term inside of their body, that like you got to be able to create space to recoil, right? And I think that's the thing that we need to start looking at. If you're a woman, if you're a minority, if you're LGBTQ, if you're an immigrant and you want to go into the tech space, understand that it will be uncomfortable because you might be the only person that identifies with any of these things the first place you go to work. But lean into that discomfort and make the place more comfortable so that you can have more of your friends come in. I think that the struggle that I see with tech entrepreneurs is that there's still not enough money coming to us. If you're a person of color, you have to do so much more due diligence, and so I think that that's unfair. But I also use that as my advantage. So because I have not been able to raise any meaningful money, I have taken longer on refining my product. And because I'm using cutting edge technology that very few people know how to make work, I've had more time to have it be refined. And the engines that we're running on are also being refined, though as I'm going slower. And because I'm going slower, I'm actually can be more intentional, and I can pay attention and build a better company. So I think that Black companies are better run because we are required to get better, for it to be better run, because we have to invest our own time and our own money. And so I think that makes it more high stakes, but it also means that I have to be more careful and pay closer attention. And I think that that's been a good thing for me. Because I think that we're rock stars, and that when we are aware of something and we start working on it, we crush it. So you girls of color should be in that space, because we can contribute, we can come up with something different. And this is where one of those things where I say, doesn't matter who's telling you that you can't do it, like, just ignore them and just push through, just keep pushing through.